N-word.
Marc Lamont Hill, do you think this statement he's trying to make, is it a valid one?
I think in an abstract sense, it's valid. I mean, certainly people have the right to say whatever they want and do whatever they want, and it is possible for people to reclaim words and use it with different meanings. I certainly think that the African-American community has used the N-word throughout history in a range of interesting and complicated ways. But the Confederate flag represents such a deep and dark and painful history and such a dark moment in American life that it can't simply be erased just by Kanye West wearing it. And that's sort of what he said. I'm wearing it, so what you gonna do now? As if just because Kanye West puts it on his
that means
body,
it's all over.
it erases
it's all
racism.
gone.
Yeah. It takes a heck of an ego to think you can destroy 400 years of racism by putting a hoodie on.
You know, and Brooke, I have a question. Because he has this other material, these T-shirts and whatnot, what would happen and how would he feel if one of his white fans went and bought some of his merchandise and his material and wore that? I mean, would you still have the same feeling? So that's kind of my question in all of this.
Mark, don't you think young white fans go to a Kanye show, you buy one of these shirts or these jackets, is that okay?
Well, again, he would say that, you know, these new generations of fans, they have different sensibilities. These white fans aren't racist, and they also want to reappropriate the term. The problem is you can't separate that out just from the image. It's not like there's a big X over the Confederate flag. It's not like he wrote, you know, slavery is dead on. I mean, there are all sorts of interesting, complex things he could do with the image, but just have a Confederate flag. Not only could a new fan do it, you know, the guy in the pickup truck in South Carolina that still waves the old Confederate flag could buy some Kanye merchandise and wear the same thing without anything at stake. It's a dangerous thing if you don't have more commentary.
You know what this reminded me of, Nichelle Turner? I'm pretty sure we talked about this on TV. Do you remember that Brad Paisley, LL Cool J song? They came together, they talked about the Confederate flag.
Accidental racist.
Right? The accidental racist. I mean, how was that received?
Well, first of all, that wasn't a great song, so it wasn't received really well in the community because the song just wasn't great. And those are two great artists that just didn't make a good collaboration.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think the good thing about all of this, Brooke, is that the three of us are on television talking about these issues right now, having a very intelligent conversation that I think has been lacking a lot, especially in the music industry and especially about these type of topics because they keep coming up. So obviously we need to keep having these conversations.
Do you think, Marc Lamont Hill, between Eminem and what we've seen recently, we know with this new album that's coming out, these, you know, homophobic lyrics and what we're seeing here with Kanye West, do they just sit down like in between albums thinking, what can I do or say that'll get me buzz when my music comes out?
Sometimes I feel like that. You know, to me, the most interesting Kanye West moment is when he's doing it by accident. When he stands up and says the thing about George Bush after Hurricane Katrina, when he's giving a passionate response about glass ceilings in the fashion industry, he's being revolutionary, he's being dangerous, and he's being honest. But when he starts planning too much, when Kanye West starts thinking about how to be edgy and starts thinking about how to be controversial, you get mess like this. And I think you're right. People like him and Eminem, sometimes I think they're doing it just to get attention, and it's the wrong kind of attention.
It matters, I guess, as you're saying, when it's real. Marc Lamont Hill and Nichelle Turner, thanks you two very much.
Thanks, guys.
Pleasure.